This is the concierge, sir.
I knew it was you. I could smell you getting off the elevator.
Tim Curry is dead. There are some movies you watch for entertainment, and then there are movies that become memories. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York is one of those movies. For millions of people, the moment those familiar Christmas bells begin ringing, Kevin McCallister running through New York, the Plaza Hotel, the Christmas tree, the wet bandits, and that unforgettable holiday atmosphere instantly takes us back to childhood. But this Christmas, watching Home Alone 2 may feel a bit different because some of the faces we grew up seeing in that movie are no longer here. Catherine O'Hara, who played Kevin's mother, Kate McCallister, died in January 2026 at the age of 71 after a brief illness. John Hurd, who played Kevin's father, Peter McCallister, died back in 2017 at the age of 71. Brenda Fricker, the Oscar-winning actress who gave us the unforgettable Pigeon Lady, died in July 2026 at the age of 81. And now, another heartbreaking name has been added to that list. Tim Curry, who played the suspicious but unforgettable concierge at the Plaza Hotel. He died on August 25th, 2026 at the age of 80. Making this video somehow makes me a bit sad because four unforgettable performances, one movie that became part of Christmas history, and suddenly a film that once felt like pure childhood. Now, man, you see, think about the opening scenes. Kevin's father is preparing for another Christmas vacation. The chaos, the arguments, the luggage, Kate and Peter trying to keep everyone together. As children, we laughed because Kevin was once again separated from his family. But growing older changes the way you see those scenes. You begin to notice the parents. You notice Kate's panic. You notice Peter's frustration. You understand the fear behind the comedy. And knowing that Catherine and John are both gonna make those scenes strangely emotional. You are no longer just watching Kevin's parents. You are watching two performers who helped create one of the most recognizable families in Christmas movie history. Then, Kevin finds himself alone in New York, and the movie transforms into an adventure. The bright lights, the enormous Christmas tree, the toy store, the Plaza Hotel, and then comes Tim Curry. His performance as the suspicious hotel concierge is one of those small pieces of a movie that becomes impossible to forget. He didn't need to be the main villain. He didn't need dozens of scenes. That smile, that voice, and that suspicious attitude were enough. Years later, people still remember him. And now, when Tim Curry appears on screen, there is an unavoidable thought. We are watching someone who is no longer here. Then, there is Brenda Fricker, the Pigeon Lady. At first, Kevin is frightened of her. She's mysterious, she lives among pigeons in Central Park, but eventually, Kevin discovers the sadness behind her appearance. She's lonely, and Kevin is lonely too. Their friendship becomes one of the most beautiful parts of the movie. You see, the Pigeon Lady tells Kevin something that has stayed with audiences for decades, that people can feel alone even when the world around them is full of people. And ironically, that message feels even more powerful today because Home Alone 2 itself has become a little like Pigeon Lady's story, a piece of the past surrounded by memories. You see, every Christmas we return to it. We watch the same scenes, we laugh at the same traps, we cheer when Kevin defeats Harry and Merv. But this time, we may also pause when certain faces appear. Faces like Catherine, John, Brenda, and Tim Curry. You see, actors who helped make the movie what it was were these actors. These actors gave us characters that become part of our childhood, and it's gonna live with us till we leave this earth. And that's the strange thing about movies. They preserve people. An actor can leave this world, but their voice remains, their face remains, their laugh remains, their character remains, and every time you press play, for a couple of hours, they come back. That's why Home Alone 2 isn't just a Christmas movie anymore. It's a time capsule. It captures a particular moment in Hollywood, a particular moment in childhood, a particular version of New York, and the group of performers who helped create memories for generations. For those who watched the movie as children in the 1990s, it can feel like opening an old family photo album. Except the people in the photographs aren't your relatives. They are actors, but somehow they still feel familiar because you grew up with them, you spent Christmas with them, you watched Kelvin outsmart the criminals with them, you laughed with them, and now some of them are gone. So when Home Alone 2 plays this Christmas, maybe don't just watch it, remember it. Remember Catherine, remember John, remember Brenda, and remember Tim Curry. And remember that behind every movie, we love, there are real people who gave us a piece of themselves to create those memories. Years from now, new generations will watch Home Alone 2 and probably laugh at the same traps we laughed at. They will laugh when Harry gets burned. They will laugh when Merv gets electrocuted. They will cheer when Kevin wins. But for those of us who grew up with this movie, there may be another emotion hiding underneath the laughter. Nostalgia. Because childhood doesn't really disappear. Sometimes it waits inside an old movie. And when the Christmas light comes on and that familiar movie begins, for a few precious hours, we get to visit it again. This Christmas, Home Alone 2 may make us laugh, it may make us smile, but it might also make us shed a tear. Because some of the people who made that Christmas magic are no longer here. And perhaps that's the most beautiful thing about cinema. They may be gone, but every Christmas when Kevin McCallister finds himself alone in New York, they live again in our hearts, on our sins, in our memories. So this Christmas, when you watch Home Alone 2, watch it a little differently, because you aren't just watching a movie, you're watching a piece of history and saying goodbye in a way to a few of the people who helped make childhood feel magical. Rest in peace to these legends, and to every child in this new generation who will be watching Home Alone for the first time. I would love to share your happiness, because when I'll be rewatching Home Alone 2, a lot of emotions will be going through, and that's fine. It's normal.